Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Shifts and Pucks News Pack for Monday, April the 11th. You can, of course, follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. As tonight is Canuck, we talk Canucks again. Typically, we talk Canucks on Mondays and Flames on Wednesdays, and we will be talking about the Canucks. Do they have a chance in the playoffs? Do they need a superstar, or do they have a superstar? And we'll make the case for Connor Garland. Does Connor Garland, should the Canucks bring back Connor Garland after a pretty tough year for him, his first year with Vancouver? But we'll touch on that. We'll also have the draw for our tickets for the game between the Vancouver Canucks and Calgary Flames on next Saturday, April the 23rd, as well. And tickets to the game, hanging out with Chris and Devin. There's going to be three winners, and we'll announce that at the game. I think we'll announce that off the top of the show. So we'll get into the news of the week here. We'll start with the three stars of the week, and then we'll get into some of the other stuff. It's Austin Matthews is the number one star. Of course, the big thing that Austin Matthews this week is break Rick Vai's franchise record for goals in the season, stretching his stepping very close to 60. He had multiple points in all four of his outings. He had 7 goals, 11 points, uh, 2 game winning goals, 33 shots on goal, including 11 against Dallas, I believe. They've clinched their sixth consecutive playoff berth, or 3-0-1 week. Uh, he had his fourth hat trick and eighth game of the year, eighth game winning goal, and a 6-2 victory over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Uh, he had a 3 assist performance against the Florida Panthers on April 5th when they lost 7-6, and his ninth career overtime winner in a 4-3 win over the Dallas Stars. So, uh, as he set Rick Vai's franchise record for goals. He also set the NHL record for U.S. born player goals in a single season. So it was quite a significant week for Austin Matthews, and he was named the number one star. Number two star was John Carlson of the Washington Capitals, and they actually had a really good week. 8 points he's ranked third in the week. The Capitals hold the final playoff position in the Eastern Conference. They had a perfect week. Uh, he recorded his third career 4-point performance in a 4-3 win over the Tampa Bay Lightning on April the 6th. Two of his four unanswered goals in a 6-3 win against the Pittsburgh Penguins on the 9th, and a 2-point uh, game yesterday on Sunday against the Boston Bruins. So John Carlson was the second star, and third star Jonathan Huberdeau of the Florida Panthers. +7, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Panthers had a perfect week. Fifth career 5-point outing, and the overtime winner when Florida beat Toronto 7-6. He also collected uh, 1 assist as the Panthers overcame another multiple goal deficit against the Buffalo Sabres on April 8th, and added a goal against the Nashville Predators on April 9th. So the three stars this week is Austin Matthews, number one, John Carlson, number two, Jonathan Huberdeau, number three. There is one game in the NHL today, and it is the Montreal Canadiens taking on the Winnipeg Jets, as and that is the only game. A significant injury. Mark Scheifele got injured in the game yesterday is for the Jets against the Ottawa Senators. A big win that they needed to get. That was back in the second period. He will not play tonight. Coming into this game, the Canadians are well out of the playoffs, and the as far as the standings go, the Jets are trying to hang into that wild card position that is going on right now. Here is the Winnipeg Jets come in with a record of 34, 28, and 11 for 79 points. They're 7 points behind Dallas. Dallas has a game in hand. And Montreal, of course, has been eliminated. But just one game in the National Hockey League today. As far as news goes around the league in terms of injuries, Torrey Krug could return to the lineup for the Blues take on the Boston Bruins on Tuesday. He's missed the past 10 games with a left hand injury that he sustained March 22nd against the Washington Capitals. Krug practiced on a pair with Colton Parayko and switched in and out with Nick Leddy on the top power play unit. Jake Muzzin will not play for the Maple Leafs when they play on the Sabres on Tuesday. The defenseman who played 3 games since returning from concussion that sidelined him for 20 games is out with an unrelated injury. That's some of the injury news going on here. As far as the Flames and the Canucks go, they both play tomorrow. In part of Tuesday's action, the Flames, of course, playing a rematch against the Seattle Kraken. They, of course, sweeping their 4-game West Coast road trip. They'll play Seattle tomorrow, and Vegas is coming to play Vancouver. So just focus on the Flames here for a moment. Their practice lines today: Lindholm, Gaudreau, and Tkachuk, Backlund, Mangiapane, Toffoli, Lewis, Dubé, and Coleman, Carpenter, Lucic, and Ritchie, Yarncroke, Ruzicka, and Oliver Shillington taking a turn at forward at practice today. Defensively, Hannafin and Anderson, Mackey, Tanev, Zadorov, Gabranson, Valimaki, and Stone, Jacob Markstrom in goal, Dan Vladar backing up. As far as any news on the Canucks go here, no Besser or Pearson at practice this morning here, so they're still dealing with those injuries. With that injury there, as well as hey, if the Canucks keep winning, they're still mathematically in this thing here. So no matter what way that you're at, that the facts are the facts. As far as Pearson playing this week, Bruce Boudreau say he's not going to be playing, I'd say, this week. And as far as Besser, Boudreau says that Besser will not play tomorrow. The lines were Horvat, Pettersson, Garland, Miller, Podkolzin, Chason, Lammikko, Patan, and Will Lockwood, Brad Richardson, Dries, and Kyle Burrows taking a turn at forward as Canucks going 11 forwards, 7 defensemen. Oliver Ekman-Larsson with Myers, Quinn Hughes, Luke Shen, Travis Dermott, Brad Hunt, and the extra was Jason Dickinson. So Mark Stone could also be back in the lineup for the Golden Knights tomorrow, as well as he is traveling with the team. He could be an option tomorrow as well. So that's what's going on with the Flames and the Canucks here. Just to touch on the Kraken here, Matty Beniers is signed this weekend with the Seattle Kraken. He was the 2nd overall pick in last year's draft. He was skating on a line here with, and I'll just pull this up, but he was skating on the number 1 line. So there's a possibility that we could see him tomorrow when the Kraken play the Flames. Just looking at the Kraken practice lineup here, it's lots of excitement. He was playing with Ryan Donato, who they have a connection. Beniers and Ryan Donato, they go back a little bit here. As they're both from the Boston area, and Jordan Eberle, Wenberg, McCann, and Kuhlman, Gord, Rask, and Lind, Morgan Geekie, Donskoy, and Riley Sheehan, Darren Sprong, the extra forward. As far as defense, Larson, Dunn, Borgen, Alexiak, Cale Fleury, and Carson Soucy, Derek Pouliot with Hayden Fleury, and Grubauer having the number 1 shot at net. So that's what's going on with the Seattle Kraken there as well. To touch on the WHL, we'll touch on the WHL here first. Players of the week, the Kelowna Rockets. Colton Dach is the player of the week. In 4 games, he had 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points. And Brian Thompson is the goalie of the week. In 2 games, he had a 1.00 goals against average and a .957 save percentage. As far as the Eastern Conference goes, 7 teams have now clinched a berth, and that included the Brian Thompson's Lethbridge Hurricanes, as they have clinched. So just looking at the standings here in the WHL as we close out as we head to the closing weekend here. The playoffs start on the 22nd. Here, as far as the West goes, there are 4 teams battling for 3 spots. In 6th place, the Vancouver Giants sit at 52 points. Spokane Chiefs have 51 points. Prince George Cougar have 51. And the Victoria Royals have 50. In the East, there are the Regina Pats, Prince Albert Raiders, Swift Current Broncos, of course, are holding down the 8th spot at 59 points. Calgary Hitmen have 58 points. Regina Pats and Prince Albert Raiders have 57 points. There was a scary situation in the game yesterday between the Everett Silvertips and the Seattle Thunderbirds. Anaheim Ducks draft pick Olin Zellweger was taken off on a stretcher. He skated behind the net, and somehow his helmet came off and his head hit the stanchion, and that has been tweeted out. And if you're uncomfortable watching it, I totally get it. But the Silvertips did tweet an update about that this morning. Owen Zellweger was taken off the ice on a stretcher following a hit 12:26 into the first period on Sunday in Seattle. He received medical treatment and was cleared to rejoin teammates in the arena at the conclusion of the game. No further updates are available at this time. So some good news on that as well. And as well, the San Jose Sharks made some news as they have signed a player today. As it was long suspected that this would happen, or there was a lot of speculation about this, but this finally happened as they have signed Nick Cicek to an NHL contract. Cicek is he had an impressive season with the San Jose Barracuda, and he is an ex-Portland Winterhawk. Of course, Nick at the end of the year had a contract with the San Jose, a contract with the American Hockey League, and yesterday he signed a NHL contract with the Sharks. So good news. Congratulations to Nick Cicek on that result there. As far as the BCHL playoffs, we are now into the next round is the conference semis, the Coastal Conference and the Interior Conference, as that is what's going on here. We'll just go back here just to make sure on the April the 9th. The Prince George Spruce Kings beat the Cranbrook Bucks 3-2 in overtime. And they will wait to see what happened with Salmon Arm and Wenatchee before they know who they will play. So the Prince George advanced with that win. The Coquitlam Express beat the Chilliwack Chiefs 3-2 as Carter Woodside made 38 saves on 40 shots and forced a game 7. Wenatchee beat Salmon Arm 5-1. Quinn Emerson had a hot trick as well as an assist. Landon Parker 3 helpers. Tyler Shea stopping 33 of 34 shots. That's what happened on April the 9th as Saturday, and on Sunday, April the 10th, the Chilliwack Chiefs knocked off the Coquitlam Express 6-0. The Chiefs had a 4-goal explosion in a 5:27 span in the second period, built up a 5-goal lead on their way, and that is it. So the next round starts on, well, we have Wenatchee and so we have one more game here. We have Wenatchee and Salmon Arm playing tonight. That's the game 7. And then we will have the second round going on. It's here, it looks like. So just making sure, yes, that is what is going on here, because it looked like that. Sorry about that. So Wenatchee and Salmon Arm is playing for Game 7. That's tonight. The Wenatchee Wild and Salmon Arm Silverbacks. I'm sorry, I thought I saw that they've one advanced and it was a different thing there. My apologies. It's a Game 7 tonight. Wenatchee Wild and the Salmon Arm Silverbacks. And finally, just the Max major tournament as well is happened this weekend. They called it the Max Reboot. Congratulations to the Greater Vancouver Canadians as they won the C portion, C pool, as they there. As Lucas Tokic, as they beat the Kelowna Rink, and then Edge School won the B rink, and the Southern Alberta and Southern Saha won the A rink there as well, as those were the three winners here. We'll get the scores here for you. Here, as we'll get that for you here before we close this off. As the Southern Alberta Hockey Academy were the Max champions. There, Shane Smith was the player of the game. They knocked off the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs 4-2. The Vancouver Northeast Chiefs are off to the TELUS Cup. By the way, they will be playing in Alberta, date to be determined next month. It's in May there, so that'll be in about 4 weeks. So we'll congratulate that there. As far as the other, the all-star team for the Max was the goaltender Spencer Burrows of the Calgary Rose was the goaltender of the first all-star team. Justice Christensen from Yale Hockey Academy, Matthew Gomez from Fort Saskatchewan Rangers were the defensemen. Carson Walters from Chicago Mission, Coy Figan, Yale Hockey Academy, Carter Oakenfield from Edge School were the forwards. On defense, Brock Lott of Saha was the second all-star goaltender. Dylan Compton was Shawinigan U18 Prep, and Tristan Doyle from NAX were defense. Andrew Castellano from the Northeast Chiefs, Elijah Anderson from Saha, and Keenan McNeil from SSAC were the second all-star team. So that is the news for today. Of course, you can follow us all individually on Twitter. Sean Beardy Canuck 03, Tyler TNOBLE, Chris Schneids SCHNEIDZ, Devin Gordhouse 09. I am KEVOLE. Shifts and Pucks, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. Thanks everyone for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.